everybody. How's it going? A few notes here about Mars retrograde. So this past Sunday, October 30th, Mars turned retrograde in the sign of Gemini, and later this month, November 13th, it will move back into the sign of Taurus. Mars will be retrograde until the middle of January, and it will remain in Taurus until the middle of March when it re-enters Gemini. So, couple months of Mars retrograde here. And so Mars is the planet of action, the principle of energetic force. As defined by Richard Tarnas, Mars gives the capacity to assert, to act, and move energetically and forcefully, to have an impact, to press forward and against, to defend and offend, to act with sharpness and ardor. So what happens when the planet of pressing forward goes retrograde and turns backwards in its orbit? And so of all the planets, Mars is probably the least comfortable in its retrograde motion. Again, this planet wants to act and move forward and do stuff and get out there. And retrograde is a time of internal contemplation, review, retrospect, and so Mars isn't great at the introspective aspects of this retrograde cycle. So the general results of Mars going retrograde, to borrow a phrase from the folks at Cosmic Insights, is that it takes twice as long to go half as far. And this can really feel frustrating. And forward progress is blocked, but it is of vital importance not to rush ahead. Haste for the next couple months is likely to create some form of breakage. So depending on where Gemini and Taurus are in your chart, that area of life deserves a little bit of extra diligent attention and effort, whereas haste in those areas or neglect can create a significant break. So for example, our Taurus rising friends are well advised to focus on your physical health, specifically your Agni, your digestive fire. So want you to be diligent, but also gentle about your workout routine. Want to do fewer reps with perfect technique rather than getting aggressive and pumping yourself up. That's a little bit dangerous right now, honestly. Whereas for our Scorpio friends, we want you to tend to your primary partnerships. Don't make any assumptions. Don't rush forward, make plans and do something that you just assume is agreed upon. I want you to listen very carefully and speak very slowly, feel slowly. And this could be a really good time to review and redress any lingering frustrations, any subtle suppressed disagreements. This is the time to get in there and bring it to the surface and resolve it slowly, gently, carefully. Otherwise, again, if you let it simmer, it's like it might break. And so Mars is retreating through Gemini until November 13th, and then returns to Taurus on March 12th, right? So this is the territory that Mars covered starting in early September of this year. So check, into what project has your energy been directed since the start of September 2022? Early September, late August, early September, where was your focus? Where was your energy going? Literally, what were you physically doing and putting all of your proactive energy into? And check, are you noticing greater resistance in that realm right now? And so check, are you having to work twice as hard to make half as much progress? And just so you know, that's okay. That's appropriate, perfectly natural. And my advice to you would be to dig in. Don't avoid it. Don't think, oh, I'm just hitting roadblocks and I need to do something differently. Do double the work without expecting double the reward. This is a time of consolidation. And the metaphor that comes to mind is of a form of exercise promoted by a group called Osteo Strong. And basically, you just push and pull against immovable objects. Instead of lifting weights, you're just pushing against a steel wall. And what this does is it creates microfractures in the bone through vibration and compression, which stimulates osteogenesis or bone growth. So you're doing this futile thing, pushing or pulling against a brick wall, and it's literally breaking you on some level. But that's actually creating the conditions for growth, for evolution, and for greater strength in the future. So this is a bit what Mars retrograde is all about. You're pushing against an immovable force, all this resistance, and it's actually breaking you down. But that breaking, if done carefully, if done skillfully, can actually stimulate this new growth and create this new strength, even though it feels futile in the moment. So go slow. Trust that whatever you're struggling against right now is actually supporting your future growth, is compressing your energy so that you can grow strong in the future. And whatever lessons you're dealing with are being literally carved into your bones. So this is a very, very powerful opportunity for growth, for evolution, and you may be learning slowly, but you will never forget the lessons that you're learning right now. So that's Mars retrograde. And retrograde now until mid-January. I think January 12th is when it turns direct again at 14 degrees of sidereal Taurus. And look for this project, whatever this issue is around. Again, depends where it is in your chart, but you know what it is, right? What was happening early September that really got your energy going, got your enthusiasm up, I got this impulse to do something. You can look for that to start really moving forward again mid-January, and until then, learn the slow lessons, go deep. The struggle is worth it. Okay, take care of each other. Talk to you soon. How do I stop this live?